Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Drawing Near.
Lead me to the cross where your love poured out. Bring me to my knees.
Okay, so you probably heard that beautiful singing in the intro. You're like, who is this girl? It's the girl who's going to tell you how to worship at home. And you may be wondering, okay, well, we worship at church, what else is there? Sorry, that's the cat again. Yeah. And I just want to let you know that worship is not just singing at church. In fact, in the Bible, one of the purest forms of worship was when this random lady off the street came into where Jesus was staying and brought her most expensive oils, broke it at his feet, washing his feet with this expensive oil with her hair and her tears. Okay, that's not singing. And honestly, from this day on, everyone's talked about it in church. You've been to church, you've probably heard about it. For those of you who are new to Christianity or new to Christ, probably haven't heard it, but now you do. I just want to let you know that there are so many forms of worship. This video will be a little different than my prayer journey, my prayer walk of reading my Bible and praying in the morning. This one will just be kind of an informational one where I'll tell you more about it. Moving on, I do sing at home as worship. Not writing off. It's fantastic. I love it. It's so intimate. Gives me the warm fuzzies. That's the cat. Okay, now that I've let the cat out and he's no longer meowing, I just want to expand on music worship at home. So some ways I like to worship with music at home is I have this super long playlist and I can attach it. I actually will put it in the comments in this. So if you're interested in listening to it, it's really long. It's almost 700 songs, but it'll also lead to my Spotify page where I have a whole bunch of other stuff. And if you also are looking for another playlist, I will have some in the, I don't know, playlist? Is there a playlist section of my YouTube channel. I have a freedom one, and I should have a set list one that might update every single month. We'll see. So I usually will put on one of my mini worship playlists and just go where it takes me. I'll sing along with it. Sometimes I sit and pray with it. And I'm just going to let you know that this is not as consistent as I wish it was in my life. It just kind of happens sometimes. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It comes in waves, especially with my relationship. It's like having a friendship. That's the best way I can describe worship and praying and being with Jesus and following him. It's kind of like a friendship where it's like you have that friend that you just clicked with and you started becoming really good friends and you're on your way to becoming best friends and you become best friends and then life gets in the way and you separate and you call each other again and then you're best friends. And so I just want to encourage you that if you're in the place where you feel distant, then just call them again. Become best friends again. You got this. Okay. Outside of just vocal worship, of worshiping at home, in the shower, anywhere, anytime, any place, there's also worship through work. And so this sometimes isn't the most expanded upon topic. The best way I do this, because school right now, I'm in high school, I do schoolwork, and sometimes it kind of sucks. But what gets me through it is knowing I'm doing it for God and doing it as worship. So even though I can't be in the space where I'm worshiping and praising him all the time, this gives me a place where I can still meet him in my work. And so usually what I'll do is I pray. You know, we love praying. I pray all the time. You should too. Um, but I'll pray before starting my work and I'll just be like, God, you know, I'm doing this work unto you. May this just be worship to you and meet me where I'm at. It can be as simple as that. Sometimes I go in further because we procrastinate by praying. Or maybe I do. I don't know. You'll find out. No, I sometimes do. And so I'll just kind of invite Jesus into that space and really just think about him as I'm working. And it can be as simple as that, especially when you're doing chores, even though sometimes you don't want to do chores. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm doing this for God. I'm not doing this for my parents. I'm doing it for God. And it really just kind of takes the load off of you because you're like, yeah, I'm doing this for him. Like it doesn't matter about what I do. It's just, it's for him. It's as simple as singing. And so both of these things you can do at home, which I so advise you to. It will change your life. You will love it. You'll actually go back to secular music like Gracie Abrams and like, I don't know, John Denver. If anyone knows who John Denver is, you're the best. Put a like, put a heart in the comments if you love John Denver. Take me home, country roads. Um, you'll go back to music like that and just be like, it's just not as fulfilling. It doesn't fill me up the way worship does. And let me tell you, sometimes you're going to also get in the rut where it's like, I hate worship music. It's so repetitive. I just can't listen to it anymore. And if you get to that place, a really great just um instrumental artist, it's called Alabaster Co. So good. They have a lot of instrumental music, light, airy, and it kind of goes through the different books of the Bible. It has some just focusing on God, stories. They also make their own playlist, and it's great for prayer time. I personally don't listen to music while I do prayer because I need to focus really hard because I read kind of slow. But it honestly is great for when you're sick of just music. I love listening to it for studying and other things as well. I will definitely add some links down below. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested in my playlist, Alabaster Co., or even Christian Lo-Fi, I'll put it all down in the description so that you can easily access it. I hope you had a great time on drawing near, and don't forget to draw near.